Hello again, Internet, YouTube, and such. It has been a while, but I've renewed my Loren the Amazon Princess stuff. Oh god, start off to a thrilling start. Anywho, so yes, where we left off, we're choosing what kind of Saren we are, and so I've served Her Majesty dutifully at the training grounds. Training grounds as a combat instructor. He began teaching only the younglings, but he was soon instructing even some elders. Even though he is a man, he has earned his students' respect. Raise your face to me. Yes, I do recognize you. You have met my blade before. I've had many pleasures of sparring with you, my highness. Loren smirked to herself. You are one of the difficult ones. Most do not last that long against me. 2 in strength. He shows the lineage of great warriors when others. He has displaced his elder predecessor in the training grounds easily, making him the youngest sparring master in our history. How did you manage such a feat? Speak. I can hold my own in battle. For the last several annual proving competitions, I've sponsored to enter and have won many titles. For this year's proving, I was granted top place in the arena. Indeed, he taught many of warriors and surpassed them all. I got a sword. Not only has he demonstrated superior fighting ability, but he's extremely loyal. Tell them. I was allowed to accompany my mistress to the tavern when she was disrespected by several rude drunkards. They were looking for a fight, so I had to teach them a lesson. I was able to easily defend my mistress without her even asking. The Amazons were weaklings that fell before my feet. It is true, he respected his mistress deeply, and he will respect you. He did not fail to craft a present for his mistress for the winter solstice. Tell her, what was the last gift you made? I showed my loyalty by giving her a bow. I carved a ceremonial bow to represent my mistress's superior skill in archery for all of the Citadel. She allowed me to use the bow in proving competitions, earning the envy of all. Receiving the gift very well, and I praised. I was happy just to give her a small emblem of her strength and wisdom. Unfortunately, even my mighty mistress was not invincible. She succumbed to a grave illness, and in her last days, she called me to her side. She granted me one reward for my service, and I chose a shield. Her crested shield would be my honor to carry, and her glory would always help protect me from then on. It saved me life several times since that day. And his loyalty does not end there, Your Highness. Saren has demonstrated an act of servant of the Citadel. I was approached by another slave. They spoke of fantastic lands and cities, a life away from the Citadel. I associated with this person to the point he confided to me a plan to escape. He wished for me to come with him, and I... You what? This man spoke hatred towards the Queen. Since I knew the Amazons did not want such a weakling in their service, I helped to get rid of him. I know in my heart the servants of the Citadel all wish to be here. I did not like to see someone else who doesn't. Loren was silent. It will be difficult to lose our most prized slave. However, I will trust you with no one less, my princess. I will continue. Are you willing to put your life on the line for my cause? Without hesitation. I suppose you'll be satisfactory. Loren demanded an immediate departure, as leaving could not be too soon with her mother missing. Chapter 1. The Rescue. I'm gonna play on easy. Bro, this is how the game is. Loren instructed Saren to take care of any business in the Citadel before they left. You can shop in the city. Alright. So yes, got to see what everyone has. She's got 2 swords. What's this? It's a tempered sword. There's one's a fine sword. There is a way to compare them, I think. But for the life of me, I don't know how. Thrilling gameplay! Look. There we go. On the road to success. Got some potions. Those. If I recall, these will be handy. No, I don't want to sell them, I want to buy them. Give me potions. Oh, lots of gold. Booyah! Booyah, Grandma! Alright, shop's boring. Let us proceed! You in the back, me in the front. Upon seeing Saren approach the front gates, Loren demanded an immediate departure. They would leave the security of the Citadel and cross the plains of Averon to search for her mother, no matter how long it took to find her. The first place to visit was Grimoire, in the Human Empire. Saren's first goal was to reach the city of Grimoire, the capital of the Human Empire, but it was a dangerous road plagued by goblins and bandits. When they arrived, however, they would be able to begin their investigation. So just excuse the cloth cap being advertised on the side there. It really meant a lot to me, so it's just good to have. Even though Loren was quiet, Saren knew she was thinking of only saving her mother. Poops, alright. Back in a second while I try to get rid of this. That is a good plan, Your Highness. Sorry, that's going to throw it off a bit. The relationship was one might accept between a servant and royalty. Saren quietly followed the princess and would only praise and agree with her when given the chance to speak. He was used to being less formal, but then he had never served royalty before. Loren noticed nothing about this behavior, because she was quite used to it. This is the only way out from the Citadel, so the Queen must have passed by here. It would be very helpful if there were any witnesses to our usual activity, but Your Highness may ask a question. I changed the voice a bit. Loren glanced at him with a frown. This was the first time he had dared to speak out of turn. If you must, but I cannot promise that I will answer. Why aren't you using a griffin to travel now? They're faster than walking, and much safer. You fool! Aren't you aware of the laws of my people? Saren took a step back, fearful for his life. For the most part, yes. My choice to leave the Citadel took away my privileges. The griffins aren't not allowed to me. Couldn't you change the laws? As queen, but I am not queen. My mother is. I see. I'm sorry that I asked, Your Highness. Now you know. Don't forget it. I guarantee that I shall not, Your Highness. They travelled mostly quiet throughout the day, till it faded to night. The land ran flat with sparse boulders along the path. This looks like a good place to camp. Loren, however, did not stop walking, and continued on without a word. Your Highness? Keep up. Saren sprang up from the ground where he was about to start a fire and hurried after her. Loren seemed prepared to travel a lot further that night. Saren steeled himself for a very long walk, but he found it more and more difficult to keep his position behind Loren. She was beginning to walk much slower. Loren's feet were dragging against the ground rather than proudly stomping ahead like earlier in the day. Saren knew that the Princess Loren was tired. We should stop and make camp. My mother is out there, waiting for someone to save her. That someone is me. Loren was not going to stop for even a moment until Queen Karen was recovered. It was now Saren's job to keep her from sabotaging herself with her own determination. I think I'm a pretty joking fellow. Okay. By the way, you're swerving all around. You either have a hidden bottle of wine or you're tired. Loren halted and spun around. What did you say to me? Saren knew that his life was over. He was too used to speaking freely with his previous mistress, and his tongue got away from him. I'm sorry, Princess. What I meant to say is that I'm too exhausted to continue. Loren shifted her weight and put her hands on her hips. You? Yes, yeah, I'm a big snorer. I hope that's not a problem. Loren evaluated him, though only superficially. Deep down, she was more tired than Saren. I thought you were stronger than this. Loren pushed past him into the bushy grass. She sat down cross-legged, her back straight and her arms resting on each knee, just like Amazon royalty. Lie down, man. I will give you only a few hours. Do not waste them. Getting Loren to stop was enough for Saren, and he decided not to waste his mistress's generosity. He promptly walked over and laid in the grass next to her, but not too close. Saren woke a few hours later to Loren calling him. He did not see Loren sleep a wink. However, Loren's speed and alertness had improved, letting him know that she might have rested after all. I have seen no population since we left. I was told that Grimoire settlement was on this route. Where is it? Is it past that mountain? Which mountain, mistress? You see, before us. You've instructed me to walk straight for it. Princess, that is not a mountain. It's the city of Grimoire. Loren stopped once again to turn to her servant. That is not a city, it's too large. It's a large walled city, like the Citadel. Amazons? Reached for a sword, bristling the thought of a competing tribe so close to her home. No, Grimoire is the capital of the Empire, the nation of men. Put that thing away, you might hurt someone with that. Loren looked at her blade, frowned, and slid it back into her sheath. Others can build cities as great as the Citadel? Are you sure of what you speak? Yes, castles can be constructed by any nation with the proper materials. You didn't know that? Loren winced from the insinuation that she was not well educated. I know the Amazons are superior to all other nations, so the Citadel is superior to all other castles. Yes, Your Grace. Saren learned just how sheltered Loren truly was. Even his former mistress knew all about the outside world, but then she was allowed to travel outside the Citadel walls. Loren was not. He knew that he would have to take better care of his princess than he anticipated. You've now been taken to the world map. Locations blah-de-blah-blah. This is the game. Alright, I believe I've gone long enough for this episode, so I will see you later when we travel further on towards Grimoire.